Man, right? If this is what people call dedication, I don't know what it is. Dedication for the craft, dedication for the YouTube, dedication for teaching technology. If this is not it, then I don't know what is. Anyway, so I went out and did another 2 live streams earlier, one of which YouTube canceled pretty much. Well, it didn't cancel it, but it just, when I was right at the moment where things were getting heated, and it was the moment when more people were actually showing up to watch the thing. And it was like in the heated moment of me saying something that was really important, bam. I don't know if it made it lose the network or whatever it was, but it just tanked. It just tanked. Then I had to, and it didn't even overheat. So usually you can say, oh well, it's not really YouTube. Maybe it's just the iPhone of death. Some of Mr. Cook's chefing had some issues. No, it wasn't. I checked. There was none that didn't display on the phone. Nothing like that ever happened. So what it was is, one of YouTube's usual glitches where it just stops wanting to go back into the live. But at the very least, luckily, it saved the fact that I had a live started. So after I closed YouTube app, closed all the apps, and turned off the phone, when I turned the phone back on, then it started working again. Anyway, that's just the life. That's just the life in a technologist. The life of the technologist, right? It would be awesome. It would be really awesome if, for instance, you could have a SIM card, right? A SIM card that is duplicated. So you could have a SIM card on 2 phones, for instance. Same number. So you're paying only for one number, but you have a SIM card on each phone, for instance, or at least you have a way to tell whatever carrier that you have, whether it's T-Mobile or whatever, Verizon, that you have service on 2 phones instead of just 1 phone. And that would just make it a lot easier. If there's ever a glitch with 1 phone, all you do is just switch over to the other one, or the battery dies on one of your phones, at least you have a secondary phone that is ready to go right away. Apparently, that's not something they want you to have or allowed to have, which is just stupid. If you do want to have that, you have to have 2 separate numbers. So that's really ridiculous and stupid, especially for people who do what? The kind of work that I do and I've been doing for forever now, it feels like. For forever feels like. Which is the content creator, if you will. If I had 2 phones with the 1 SIM or 1 phone number that worked on both, and then one battery died, then I could just switch over. I wouldn't have to charge that 1 phone or wait for that 1 phone to charge again so I could do another live stream and so forth. But anyway, lots of things that are a pain in the booty, and are there because they are. Anyway, I'm going to get straight into Real Fight in a couple of seconds, but I wanted to make that little quick rant, especially because the saddest thing ever happened today. I went to do, and again, for the purposes in all of this video, I did not fly this drone. I did a hover test, not the same thing. So we did an indoor hover test of this amazing drone. This is the DJI FPV potato jet. As I said before, it's the DJI FPV potato jet. And what we did is we did a little hover. And while I was there hovering around, for a second I put my goggles on, but then I also was looking at the screen. We were doing live stream at the same time. The goggles were attached to a different camera. So it had a live view of what was inside the goggle and stuff. So we had that all going on. And while I was flying around the room where I had done a Christmas giveaway, I discovered, and this has never happened before, but this is the first time ever in the history of the Mark Reviews channel, when I was hovering around and went around to see, we discovered that the gifts for the giveaway had not been taken. And again, this all stemmed out from that time when we went to New York, and possibly might have ticked off the wrong people from Google or YouTube or whatever. And anyway, so after that little kerfuffle in New York, where I went to check out the Google building. I guess probably triggered something. Something went on. Something went south. But before then, we were getting 1, 2, sometimes 3, when we were really lucky, new subscribers per day. But after that trip, when we came back from that trip, that is when our luck ended, and that was it. There were pretty much no more new subscribers after that. So that was a very interesting way to kill a channel. If you want to kill your YouTube channel, take a trip to New York. Anyway, so with that all said, I'm going to jump into the cool things that are going on. I'm going to give you a little recap of what's been going on. We're going to say a big thank you to Horizon Hobby for providing us with this amazing system that we keep flying on every day, the simulator, the real flight evolution. So we're going to thank Horizon Hobby for that and helping us with that. We're going to thank Spectrum for providing us with excellent customer service. And again, from the beginning of time, I've always said it, the customer service that you get from Spectrum and Horizon Hobby is top of the line, just top of the line. So this battery over here that you see that I'm pointing at was the battery that came with the Aero Scout. It was broken. I contacted the eBay, Horizon Hobby, Spectrum, and all that customer service off of eBay, telling them what the problem was. The nice support agent said, well, clearly it's broken. We're sending you off a new one. And here is the new one. Turns out they both work. And somehow, as I said, I did a weird thing where I attached the lead, this lead into the into one charger and this one into a separate charger for the nickel metal hydride batteries. That somehow sparked this thing back to life. I don't know if it was a fluke or not, but you guys should not try it at home just in case it causes a fire in your home. But I did that, and it brought this battery back to life. So now we're so lucky. And again, I want to do another special thank you to Horizon Hobby and Spectrum, because now we have 2 batteries that work with what vehicle? It won't be the Aero Scout because, unfortunately, a lot of kerfuffles happen. So my very first maiden that I did, I had to change out the battery. So they now fly with a completely different system. But this vehicle here allows you to use those batteries, which is and I get confused every time. I really struggle with remembering names. But this thing is, I'm going to read it off the side of this thing, it's the Infraction, the Arma Infraction. It is one of those cool vehicles that won't cost you an Arma and a Lega, unlike some of the other Armas. And that is one of the cool things that Horizon Hobby with Arma have done. They've made that change. They brought you more vehicles that are affordable now, and expandable. So you can buy the lower trim now of these vehicles. And that's cool because then you can, when you've got more money set aside, you can upgrade them to be even cooler. So there we go. So why have I got the DJI FPV jet, potato jet, here in front of you right now? Well, it is because, and this is going to be a strange thing, that I never ever do. And the reason why I never do that is because when I buy an FPV drone or other drones or planes and stuff in general on the channel, I don't usually expect them to be smart enough or capable enough to withstand the stupidity that is me. And so generally speaking, I don't trust them to be able to ever come back. And so then therefore I would be very, very scared or worried about losing a Captain Drone sticker. So that's why I don't put Captain's Drone stickers or any other cool stickers on my other drones and other RC flying vehicles, because I know there is a very high chance of them not returning. But this, after having test hovered it a considerable amount of times, it would be a reliable enough FPV drone that it would come back to me. And the fact that it's got obstacle avoidance obviously helps with all that. So I was thinking, you know what, maybe this will be the day, this will be the drone where we can do that. So with that said, I'm trying desperately to get one of these cool stickers off. And if we can do that without ruining it, that would be even cooler. And we'll try to stick it on top of the drone. Again, don't mind my stupidity. It is just my stupidity. I'm sure that if you do this, it'll be fine. And in the past, when I did this, it was fine too. But today, something about the cold weather is probably causing this, as well as my big, fat, manly, horrible fingers. And so that's why it's been a little bit difficult to do. But it was doable. And now, lo and behold, the coolest thing ever, we gonna have the Captain Drone sticker on none other than the DJI FPV potato jet. So there we go. Well, we have it on there now. It'll be a little bit difficult to figure out how to stick the rest on. I'm going to try to go this way. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if that is a really stupid thing that I just did, because maybe it doesn't go there too well. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really that stupid, and maybe that just ruined the sticker. That'll be an interesting thing. I thought this was going to be a slam dunk, but clearly I didn't really think this through. Luckily, I didn't press it all the way down, so there's still a chance that I could do this better. But how to do it better without ruining the sticker? I doeth not knoweth the situation here. How can you do this without making it horrible? Because when the sticker goes on there and it bends, the surface does something funny, and it could ruin the whole sticker, and I don't want that. How can we not do that? We might have to put it this way. I don't want the insignia here of Captain Drone to get ruined, and I don't want the stickers to get ruined. Maybe we might have to go with this way of doing it here. It's just the way that it bends that I'm worried about. If we bend it like this, bend it like Beckham. Bend it like Beckham. Again, this is where the artistry in the, as I was saying earlier in the other live stream, this is where the creativity of the individual really comes into play, because if you do something weird, you will just ruin everything. But if you come up with something fun and creative, maybe you can do this where it stays and it doesn't ruin the sticker or the performance of the quad, because you don't want to mess around with the performance of the quad either. How can we stick this without ruining anything and still get that Captain Drone sticker? I don't know, guys. I'm not doing it well. You can't put it on here because this is required for the air circulation and stuff. I thought this was going to be a slam dunk. I could try it on the battery, but then you would cover up some bits and pieces of the battery. That probably is not that good either. So this seems to be the best place to put it. But then it's hard to do this without creating the little things, and I don't know if that's going to affect the way that the thing flies. So that might be a bit of a burdensome situation. I was really hoping to do it on here, and I hope I didn't ruin the sticker. But that might not be the best way to put it on here. I really don't know at this point what the thing is that should be done at this point. And see, I made that fold there, and I don't like that either. So I am not sure what the best way to do this is without wrecking the drone, without changing the way that the thing flies. So, okay, I'll do this in a different live stream where I figure that out. But this is one of those things to ponder, right? One of those things to ponder. How can I do this right without ruining the beautiful sticker that I've got here, without ruining the performance of the cool drone that we've got? So temporarily, I will put it back on here. Are they different on each side, which is why it didn't go back? Yes. Another thing that we've just discovered is that the Captain Drone sticker is not fully symmetric, so it does matter which way you put it back on the sheet should you want to do that. to give yourself more time to figure out what the best solution to the problem is. So there we go, guys. Okay, so I did really want to try this, and we were close, but I'm going to have to do some research on how to do this best so that it fits, and it doesn't ruin the flight performance of the quad, but most importantly, it also does not ruin the sticker, because I do love those Captain Drone stickers. All right, so with that all said and done and dusted, we will jump into real flight and just get on with the things that we do, and hopefully do quite well. I wouldn't say best. The only thing that I do best is be unprofessional and klutzy. That's nobody does it quite like me. They do it in the movies, and they do it in the Hollywood movies, but in real life you can't really copy that. It's not copyable. And that's not a word. It's not copyable. All right, so let's get into real flight real quick. Again, huge thank you to Horizon Hobby, Hobby Zone, The Works for providing this amazing tool here, and Spectrum 2, and then also all the amazing companies that work with Horizon Hobby and stuff like UMX, E-Flights, and so on and so forth, and the list goes on and on and on, for providing the cool planes and other vehicles that you guys watch me fly on a regular basis now. Oh, man. This is so fun. Just remember that the reason why a lot of these things are so easy to do is because they use that smart technology. Right now I am in safe, as they call it, and that allows me for very smooth and relaxed, and even if a little bit bouncy because I screwed up, still very, very reliable landings. And then I will demonstrate again while doing the same thing and getting myself out of safe. And you will notice that most of the time there is a bit of flukage or lucky maneuverage that allows me to still maybe land, but it won't be as smooth and greasy or as simple as when I am flying in safe. And coming back to me, and again, when I'm coming back to me now, I need to worry about the angle of the bird, and that was a bounce and land followed by a landing. In real life, there could have been some slight damage to the undercarriage of the bird, as well as possibly some of the landing gear when you land like that. So look out for that if you buy the actual bird. But so long as you stay in safe and you're not too aggressive with your landing. I'm now at 0 throttle. Lift that nose just slightly, ever so slightly. Grass hops. I was aiming, I'm not going to lie, I was aiming for the runway. The runway was not available, so I did a landing on the grass. Again, part of the reason why this happens all the time is also because, unlike in real life, where you can see what you're doing the majority of the time, so long as you turn your head or turn your torso towards where you're flying. In the simulator, you rely so much on the camera being able to see where you're going. And as you can see here, sometimes when I turn, I'm not able to see where I'm going. So that's the difference there. We're going to lift off, and we are going to invert the bird, and we're going to stay up and avoid that thing that usually happens to me when you go into Fonz mode and you go, hey, throw some money in the jukebox, and wear an awesome jacket like Elvis in the pelvis or in the Memphis. Anyway, I probably demonetized my video now, but that's okay, because I've never been able to make a single dime online anyway. especially not through social media apps. I have been able to make a couple of dollars, not much, a couple of dollars here and there with CG Trader and through the awesome patronage of some crazy people who have had the guts, the stones, the incredible kindness to send me PayPal money. But that's the only ways that I've ever been able to get anything. I've only had one Patreon in the history of my YouTube channels, and I've had a lot over the years. In the history of my YouTube channels over the years, I've only had one Patreon. Unfortunately, it was my father, and he has passed due to COVID and the stupidity of man. Unfortunately, and also because he was one of those men that you guys call alpha males back in the day. So he also did not really heed the advice that I told him. There's a virus out there that is pretty deadly, and you probably should wear masks, wear gloves, and all that shebang if you decide to go to restaurants and stuff. But he was the kind of guy who was fearless, always, very good person, strong morals and all that good stuff. But he was incredibly stubborn and stoic in that way too. And sometimes the best thing about you is also what brings you to your demise. And theretofore, things happened. Anyway, so with that all said, I'm really enjoying this flight. This flight is really, really cool. This is really cool. And so back we go. We're going to dump it into safe. Why? Because I'm lazy right now. And I'm like, I don't want to have to check out if I am aligned properly to the runway and all that stuff and the rotation is working for me. I just want to do a regular pass here, knowing that I can sort of do like a beauty pass, but not really because I'm not an RC sailor. I wish I could fly like an RC sailor. But safe does bring me closer to that than I ever would be able to if I was just flying, just flying in the AS3X system. So now we're going to come back with the AS3X turn. And whoa, overdid it. Make sure I'm that. Okay, zero throttle coming down. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, bro. It's dangerous, but we kind of did it and then back up in the air. Safe. Oh, I hit safe too late. It was too late. I got ahead of myself there. So anyway, it's pretty fun. My daughter asked me a very interesting question this morning. It is one that ties into that thing that we were talking about just yesterday about training the Terminator. What is truly important in the experience? What is our takeaway when we do the things that we do on planet Earth? And for some people, it's gathering planes for like materialistic things, gathering planes, or gathering the most amazing house, cars, mansions. It's funny. The other day I was watching one of those funny Netflix programs. They had something like Selling OC. They had some previous others selling. There's a bunch of those things. They even had that one of the stars of that show up on Unwaxed, which was really fun. It's another thing that I watch. Again, it's not the kid-friendliest, but still, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for those people who are a little bit older. You guys can watch the Unwaxed. It's pretty cool. It's a show. It's a show on YouTube. But anyway, we're talking about OC here. Selling OC something. I think it's called Selling OC. It's on Netflix. And it's crazy. Like, you would never believe it, because I mean, I've been around some rich people's houses before in my childhood when I was living in Europe, but never quite like what was being shown in the movie there, in the Netflix series. There are houses that you wouldn't believe, with parking garages that host a whopping, and again, I am not making this up. If you go check it out on Netflix, you will find it. Hopefully, I think it's called Selling OC. 25 plus cars can be hosted in there, and of course, they had one of my favorite cars of all time, which is the Toyota Supra. But my favorite, the Toyota Supra, was not the Toyota Supra that is today. Today, I believe that Toyota Supra relies heavily on German engineering and German motors and stuff, so it does not have the reliability of the motor survival in the long run as it would if it just had a Toyota engine in there. But I guess it's a supercar, so you got to rely on I think it's probably BMW engines. And again, if you want details on that kind of stuff, you know who knows a lot about that kind of stuff. It's my friend Charles the Great. Charles the Great knows all about that cool kind of stuff there. Me, I'm just hypothesizing stuff. But anyway, yeah, 20. Can you imagine having a house where you have 25 or 25 plus cars? I mean, you've got more cars than you could imagine driving in a week. You say, okay, so today I'm taking out my Maserati, and tomorrow I'm taking out my Ferrari. The next day I'm taking out my Supra and the Lotus, and I don't know, maybe on the weekends I will splurge and I will take maybe 3 or 4 other cars out at any given time. I could have my Tesla out there, and what else? What else is good out there? McLaren, Zonda, you name it, Bugatti. I could have my cool Bugatti, and then I could then make videos of how I threw eggs at it, and then that would instantly give me, millions of views and hundreds of thousands of subscribers within a week. Yeah. I mean, I could do that. Usually what I could do is I could just go out there and I could befriend somebody who's that rich and then do that. That could have been a way that I could have done this on YouTube, but I just wanted to just make it on my own. I wanted to make it on my own, so I put hard work and dedication for like over 16 years, as well as went to school and graduated for 3 different degrees, and then all kinds of certifications and stuff. I wanted to do it my way. All I had to do, if I really wanted to do it, and again, I could do it right now, I could just go to a nice bar and stuff and befriend a nice sugar mama, one of them sugar mama ladies that's got all that kind of stuff in her garage, 25, a garage that can host 25 cars, and then say, hey, honey, is it okay? I mean, I'll do whatever you want. But can I borrow, for the sake of a YouTube video, can I borrow your amazing Bugatti that's pink with chrome, and it's just so amazingly flawless and so cool? And I will just make a video of me taking an egg and throwing it at, because I need my YouTube channel to hit 100,000 subscribers within a week. And she'd be like, it's okay. I'll let you do it. Just make sure you clean it up. I don't want to smell any egg on my beautiful car afterwards. If you do that, then it's cool. So I could do that, but I'm not. Because I am what they call a glutton for punishment. So I'm doing it the right way. I'm putting the time, putting the hours, showing you guys educational stuff. And even if I create my own new website or new YouTube channel through the help of friends, YouTube will just kill it, like they did with my I Doll Marco YouTube channel. The idea was to use a couple of my sponsorship, which I have a sponsorship with a really cool company that's called I Doll, that was going to provide me with affiliate links to put on the new YouTube channel that I did in collaborations with them and a friend, which we won't mention because they're already in trouble enough. They've been locked out of their YouTube channel. And in fact, it says on the YouTube channel things that not only this poor person not able to create, use that channel that they created, they are now also banned from creating any more of any other kind. So even if they did not break the rules, which they didn't, they just associated themselves with that pesky, conniving son of a gun Mark Reviews. That's all they did. So yeah, that is the beauty of life on YouTube. And also my friend, my good friend, Charles the Great, gets absolutely no views, and he's done some really amazing feats on this channel. Nobody gets to see those. As well as Steve. Steve is now creating his own YouTube channel. Again, it's his YouTube channel, so I'm not going to say anything about it. I may appear on that YouTube channel from time to time, but it is his YouTube channel. But the problem is, I'm not sure if I keep appearing on his channel, will they kill his channel too? That's a very strong possibility. Currently, at this moment, you cannot see much that's going on that channel because there is basically no video on there. And I think you need at least one video to be posted on the channel for it to be visible to the public. So I did that with the Aini doll. I can't remember, it was somewhere between 5 to 8 videos that I posted and spent time setting up and everything, making sure that it is had all the correct settings so that it is not to be seen by the eyes of kids, even though the content has nothing which would be dangerous to the kids. It basically had somewhere between 5 and 8 videos where I was doing the usual demonstrations that you guys see me do with Aini doll. That really cool robot head that Aini doll sent me for review here on the channel, and that is helping me out so that I can do, like, as I said, affiliate links and all that stuff with them in order to, the benefit that they get is if people see my video tutorials of Aini doll and how she reacts to, things that I say, jokes and stuff, tutorials on how to change the name of the doll, your name based on what the doll understands and stuff like that. So it's basically a robot that is designed to help people who struggle with their love lives and stuff, and finding a companionship for whatever reason, to have somebody that is robotic and that they can talk to, because sometimes people who are left alone all the time, maybe they just have dogs and cats. They might have the need for something that is more humanoid looking to talk to or something. So that is the purpose. That is the purpose of the company that makes these amazing robotic dolls that talk to you and stuff. And YouTube, YouTube kills the channel. No rules were broken. I did go through the rules and regulations and all that stuff to see if I had broken any rules. And on this channel, you will be able to see, hopefully, if you look into it. I have done a couple of video shorts where you guys can look into that and see. And you will notice, because if you look at the other content that I do on this channel, that it is pretty kid friendly, considering that, that is exactly what I catered it for. Because as a wise man once said, people who buy products can be from all walks of life. And so if you create a very inclusive kind of channel with inclusive kind of terminologies or words that you use when you discuss topics and stuff, with a little bit of humor and stuff, that's supposed to be able to bring as many people as possible from all kinds of walks of life, whether you're male, female, or non-binary, whether you are, left, right, up and down, sideways, and all that good stuff. That is why I shifted the way that I made things from the very beginning, and then changed the way that I did things on the channel going forward, right? In the beginning, it was just really boring stuff, apparently. Or so they tell me. And then I started to make more inclusive things and stuff like that, and it turned out to be pretty good for the channel. Until I went to New York. and New York decided to nefariously kill this YouTube channel. It is now officially dead. When we're lucky, if we get one new subscriber, per month, not per week, not per day, per month, that is something that I call a win and a lucky occurrence. Again, before going to New York, we were getting close to, on a good day, it was like 3 subscribers. On a bad day, it was like 1 subscriber. On a really bad day, it was 0, but that did not really happen much. So we were making decent things happen. And then I don't know if they changed the rules on YouTube, or whatever it was. And then the channel died again. And that is one thing that I've been telling people, and people just would not believe me when I said it. From the very get-go, it felt like no matter what I did on my YouTube channel, it was just shadow banned. And sadly, now people that were perhaps not affected by that kind of thing in the past are suddenly realizing, because the algorithm gets worse and worse day by day by day. Now some of the people who actually were doing okay and maybe weren't like doing the best, maybe they were only just as good, they just gotten the 100,000 subscriber thing, they're suddenly starting to feel the pain of possibly things going a little bit wrong, and the channel's getting even worse now, which is something that maybe for years and years they never experienced before. So they're like, wait, whoa, what's going on exactly? And recently there have been reports of some people, even with channels again that are a little bit big, because I don't consider somebody with a channel with 100,000 subscribers, I don't consider that to be small. That's more like at least a mid-level channel. Small channels, what I call small channels, some people like still think, oh, like they have that thing where they think that they're small even though they're big. Like if you have 100,000 subscribers, that is not small. That is not small. If you have 100,000 subscribers, companies come to you. You don't have to do a lot of soul searching. You don't have to do a lot of searching to get people to sponsor your stuff and stuff. People tend to come to you because you've got 100,000 subscribers. So that, from an optical point of view, says that you are good. You have done something. As I said, you may have just borrowed your friend's amazing Bugatti, or you may have stolen it, not really stolen it, like borrowed it. Like what you could do is, I'm not saying you should do this. In fact, I'm saying you should not do this, but you could be somebody who in the valet business, maybe you're a valet, and somebody drives by and drops off their Bugatti Veyron, right? You get yourself a YouTube channel, right? You get yourself a camera of any kind. If you're a valet, you probably have a phone. It doesn't have to be an expensive video that you do. You just do a video of you throwing an egg at a fancy car. Just make sure you clean it up before you bring it back to the owner of the vehicle, or you will get fired from your valet job. And then all of a sudden you post that video, right? Yeah, post that video. In fact, if you're a valet, you have access to hundreds of thousands of cars every week. And so you could do that, no problem. So imagine that. You could have a video, you can have a YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers in a couple of weeks just by making videos like that. And just putting the thing online. Egged Bugatti Veyron, egged Ferrari, egged whatever it is, egged Lotus, egged McLaren, egged Maserati, egged what's James Bond's car? I can't remember that brand or whatever. Anyway, you could do a whole series of egged, And within a couple of weeks, not even, within a week, you have 100,000 subscribers. That is the beauty of the YouTube. That is the beauty of YouTube. Anyway, I could fly amazing planes built by an amazing company, such as Horizon Hobby. I could have amazing vehicles that I bring and I test out, such as DJI on my channel. I could have amazing stuff from Arma on the YouTube channel. I could have the most amazing stuff on my YouTube channel with the best acting in the world. I could even bring on this channel, I could bring on Sylvester Stallone, our ex-governor of California, over here, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I could even have the wonderful ladies from Unwaxed on this channel. And I guarantee you that it will still be invisible. In fact, that's what I was telling my good friend Helen DeGeneres. Whenever she wants to, she can just drop a comment on the YouTube or on Facebook. I'm on every single social media platform there is out there, where, of course, I'm doing way better than YouTube, where we have subscribers and stuff in the thousands, not in the thousand, after 16 years of service. Yeah, and if you step into my aura, that's all you got to do. Step into my aura, you will be invisible. They will write stories about the ghost. About the ghost that never was. Who are you, they say? Nobody. Nobody. Anyway, so here we go. Turn around this cool plane. We're going to try to do a nice, relaxing drop. And so one thing that I would ask you, and one of the questions that people might ask themselves is, what if there's one thing, but only one thing that you could bring with you after you die, what would that be, right? If there's one thing, only one thing. You're not allowed to bring two things, not allowed to bring three things. What is the one thing that you would bring from your experience here on planet Earth into the next experience, into the next world? You can only bring one thing into that next world. What would that be? And some people will say, as I said before, some people will say, you know, my car collection, or my house collection, or they're big on restaurants, so my favorite foods, or my favorite chef to cook me the favorite foods is probably smarter, right? Why bring a bunch of food if you can bring your favorite chef with you to the next world to cook you whatever you want for the rest of your time? You know what Pink would bring with her to the next life? She would bring her dancing shoes. And for me, what I would bring with me from here on out, you know, because some people believe in reincarnation. Well, I hope I never get reincarnated back into a human form. I hope I can elevate myself. I can bring myself to being a better creation, be something better, like a galactic, something more evolved than a human, I hope. Or maybe never come back to the world ever again. Just if I can make it, to heaven. Of course, I probably won't, because of all the things that I say. I probably will be in hell for sure. For more than half of the things that I've said on this YouTube channel, although they are kid-friendly and not dangerous, some people still might think. Some people may still think that the things that I've said are so diverse and so crazy that I deserve to go to hell. Because there are people like that in the world. But having said all that, the thing that I would bring with me is, and this is kind of crazy, it is it isn't just knowledge, okay? It isn't just knowledge, not just the knowledge of everything that I've done, every experience that I've done in this lifetime and possibly in all the other lifetimes that I have existed. But it is not only that knowledge, but the way that I felt throughout all of that experience. Of course, I will not bring with myself, I will not bring myself the feeling of pain, the physical feeling of pain. But I will bring everything that I've learned. That is what that I would always want to bring with me, is every experience that you go through in life. Again, aside from the pain, aside from the bitterness and stuff like that, aside from that, is important. It makes you who you are. So again, I would not bring pain with me. I would not bring horrible smells, the bitterness of certain foods. I would not bring any of that stuff. But what I would bring is the knowledge and understanding that was taken from every single experience that I did, whether I enjoyed it or hated it, on planet Earth and wherever else. Let's say I was a different creature, a galactic perhaps at some point. So I would bring all of those experiences with me. And if I was incarnated again, I would want to have access to all of that knowledge always going forward. So that is what I would bring. That is what I would bring. Again, why is that important? Because it brings you a variety of experiences, whether they were good or bad. Of course, everybody wants to bring their good side and the good things that happen, because that makes us feel happy all the time. But it also does not help us evolve. And that is why you will see a lot of people out there, and I complain about this a lot, is a lot of the people who are extremely good in business, they are amazing in business. In fact, they make more money in one day than I will ever see in my entire life, but also in multiple lifetimes, if you will. But sadly, those people are also extremely unhappy and unevolved, because they cannot really, a lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, some of them are very evolved, and they can handle the riches that they have. You know, some people, like, for instance, I like to talk about the Bet David, stuff like that. I mean, he's rich and he's got a really good YouTube channel, which it's PBD or something, PBD, which I watch a lot. There's a lot of things that I learned from that. He's somebody who's done it all. He had his riches. He's got a beautiful family and all that stuff, and he knows how to handle his business, and he knows how to do things that he does, and he knows how to handle money and success and all that stuff, and still be down to earth, and still be the kind of guy that you're like, well, you know, I would go to lunch with that guy. He might not be vegan, it's fine, but he's the kind of guy that I would go to have a lunch with. You know what I'm saying? And then you have all of these conceited, arrogant son of a guns out there. Again, super successful in business, super successful, super powerful, with the ability to do whatever they want on planet Earth. Like, they've got like 6 passports or whatever. And then they squander their values and the things that they do in life. And it's just sad. You just look at that and you're like, well, those people are never going to be happy. But at the same time, they have access to so much, they could really make a difference in the world. And again, they could make a difference in the world not by throwing away what they've achieved, not by giving away all their money and becoming poor. No. By doing something positive with that huge bullhorn that they have at their disposal, with the riches and clout that they have achieved and created. They could do something positive that could make the human experience just a little bit better for everybody. Anyway, remember that Prop 69, it could be a thing. It won't be a thing. It probably won't be a thing, but it could be a thing. Anyway, so let's see if we can do one smooth, groovy groove, relaxed landing with this amazing machine. Again, I love this machine so much. Am I good at flying it? No. I will tell you the truth. I am not good at flying it. In fact, I'm good at not flying it. And now I can't even tell if it's coming. It's going away from me. I wanted it to be coming to me, but I lost control. So I was not able to tell if it was coming to me or not. Now I kind of think that it's coming to me, but it's wrong. It's not. It's not actually going away, and now it's down. So let's try to do this, as I said before, just like we're playing pool. We will lift the bird. I will try to do a very simple maneuver, which is turn the plane back to me. Then we will go 0 throttle after it is coming back down to me. And we will try to land at close to 0 throttle, bring that nose up. Try to aim for the runway. And that was a bounce and land, so that was terrible. And sadly, I hit the grass, which is not what I was trying to go for. And that ruined the whole thing. I think that I was close. I was pretty close. This is one of those birds that you will find to be more difficult to fly than some of the other birds out there. But it is highly rewarding if you can even make a one landing with this thing. It will be highly, highly rewarding for you. So work hard on it, take your time, do many tries, and if you can do that I just did that there, that is absolutely amazing for me. So again, we will try to do an inverted pass. Got an inverted pass, we can get out of that and up. And destroyed the landing gear, but it is down. And we'll do one more thing where we show you guys the plane from close, and we'll call it quits for the day because lunch, guys, lunch. Even a fat vegan's got to go out there to have lunch. So I promised I would be done by this time, and I am done by this time. Woohoo! So don't go around egging other people's things. But anyway, before we leave, again, big thank you to all the cool things that are going on. This squirrel, if you don't know about this, go find out. Be ballsy, but be nice. Thank you to Captain Drone again for sending me this amazing sticker. I probably won't put it on that drone if I can't figure out how to put it on without ruining the sticker. Again, thank you again, Spectrum, for sending us that new and amazing battery and having an awesome customer support, especially on eBay, which is what I tried. And again, thank you, Horizon Hobby, for providing us with this free, amazing simulator here. Real Flight Evolution. Let's take a quick look at what plane this was, because it gives us a chance to do that. It is an F-14 Tomcat that you can fly in this amazing simulator. So with that said, thanks for watching, guys. It's been 53 minutes. It's been real, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.